everyone, I'm Rebecca from ChemKnits, and it's really snowy outside. Very snowy. And today we're going to do something a little bit different. On this setup, I have some dry, 100% wool worsted weight yarn. This is Knit Picks Wool of the Andes worsted weight yarn. And I'm going to try to collect some snow on it. This yarn is currently completely dry. And we can just start to see some snowflakes falling onto it. So eventually we will cover this with KoolAid. Whether or not we do that inside or outside depends on how much snow we get, I suppose. But I am really excited to see if we only get a tiny bit of snow on this in the morning or a lot of bit of snow. So I will be back, or if it's still light out, I'll check in later. It's 6 a.m. the next morning. The yarn is wet, it's cold, and there's only a tiny amount of snow on it. We got a reasonable amount of snow, but then it started sleeting and raining. At one point there was a bit more coverage than this, but clearly we're above freezing right now, so bummer. Well, I'll have to try this again next time. It's a little later, and we tried to collect snow, but that is a fair amount of slush that we got. That's a lot of water in there. So if it had stayed snow, we would have had a lot, but I'll have to try this again next time. It's still above freezing. The yarn is still wet. So let's give something else a shot. Okay, that is pretty cold. We'll see if that sinks in. Sort of put this on top. Yeah, let's just see what happens. Maybe we'll get a frozen yarn ice cube. Are we frozen? Yes! You guys, we've got yarn encased in ice. Okay, that's really cool. I really thought that I would be able to film this whole thing vlog style and just handheld on my cell phone, but I don't think that's entirely going to work because I think I might need two hands. I have some leftover KoolAid powder from an episode of Dyepot Weekly, and I believe temperatures are supposed to get above freezing. So we are going to sprinkle this onto our icy snow. I'm gonna go get the tripod. All right, I am outside with wet hair, one glove. This may not be frozen all the way solid. I kind of want to try to take this out of the container. I wonder if that will work. Well, okay, that was wet. All right. I'm just gonna let this drain a little bit and then we'll come back. All right, that has calmed down a bit. Clearly, the yarn might just be a little wet. It might not be completely frozen, but there is some absolute hilarity of having this whole setup. So let's just go and start adding some KoolAid on top of our very frozen friend. So that was great. Here's some cherry. These colors are the most pigmented. I'm not sure if this video will come out before the other video. Clearly, technically this is leftover dye, but if you just open a packet of KoolAid, you'll get something rather similar. Let's do some orange in a nice little section. I'm going to be leaving this outside for a while, and some yellow. Yellow tends to get overtaken, but we're just going to go for it. Yeah, I'm going to leave this outside for a little while, not too long. Mainly because I do want it to melt. It will get melty today, but then it's supposed to freeze again tonight. So I will want to come back for it. So some of this powder is going directly on top of the yarn versus on top of ice, but in other sections like over here, it is definitely on top of the ice. I was really hoping this would be an easy way for me to sort of get snow on top of the yarn, and when that didn't work, well, we go with plan B. Let's see if I can show you some of these like crevices. So I think the bigger chunk of solid ice is from the underside. Okay, trying to come under the table and you can't really see much. We do see a tiny bit of color on the ground. That is not yellow snow, that is Kool-Aid. So I'm not entirely sure how long I can leave this out here, if the dog is gonna go for it. But certainly I'm gonna keep an eye on it throughout the day. But yeah, it looks like a little sort of tie-dye frosted cake right now. The sun is shining. It's been a couple hours. I definitely see the blues and greens and some purples on the yarn. Actually, it looks like maybe it's a light layer, but you can see some of the Kool-Aid sort of beating up on the surface, pitting it, maybe cracking through a bit. I don't see a lot more color on the ground, but ooh, look inside that ice. It looks like I see a tiny bit of orange down on the bottom. Oh, look, some of the color is spreading under the ice. Okay, that is really, really fun. Anyway, I'm just really excited by how this is working. It's still fairly cold, but it should hopefully warm up a bit, and maybe we'll see some melting. But certainly the Kool-Aid powder is melting through our yarn popsicle. Another check-in. There's some really faint color beneath it, but a lot of the ice is coming off of our yarn. I think there's still like a good layer of ice beneath it. The yarn itself is not feeling frozen solid anymore, but pretty cool. It's hard to tell what's dripping through because we're losing sight of snow down there. So, but we still have a hint of ice. I am going to try to pick this up. I'm not wearing gloves. We're still a bit frozen. I was kind of hoping to see if we were free from some of this ice. Well, okay, I'm going to just stick it in there. Okay, we're going to leave it in here. Oh, shoot. I don't want it to, like, settle. Okay. I'm going to leave it here for a little longer, and then we'll try again to transfer it to the bowl so we can go microwave it to set the color. We'll just let that ice melt a little more. All right, it's the afternoon. Some of the ice seems to still be sort of stuck on it. All right, we're going in, but you know what? Hopefully we save some of this color. We're gonna need to microwave this longer than normal, but let's go in. We'll start with 4 minutes and 2-minute increments, and then we'll see what we need. 6 minutes seem to have done the trick. This was not sort of like perfectly covered, but it is piping hot. I'll let it cool, and then we'll wash our yarn. Let's wash our snow-dyed, or is it ice-dyed yarn? Our outside winter elements dyed yarn. Now we got really, really good color penetration here. There might be a few spots that are a bit more pastel, but you know, I'm really happy that we do have some intact green. There are some spots where the colors ran together, but we still see some of that green and blue. The yellow, I mean, oh, maybe there's a couple hints that are yellow. Right here, that feels like we got some yellow. Poor yellow, you're just non-concentrated. I'm gonna wash this a couple times with soap. Normally, I would only do it once, even with Kool-Aid, but give it some extra rinses, but This yarn was outside for a couple days. But you can see all of the color is in our yarn. And things feel completely fine. I have no idea if freezing it damaged the peel at all. I will definitely talk about this once the yarn is dry, but we've got a really fun yarn. So yeah, again, I'm going to wash it with soap one more time, rinse it a few more times, and then hang it up to dry. This yarn doesn't look icy. This yarn looks vibrant and summery and fun. I am so excited where this video ended up. When I started, I thought, hey, this is an easy way to get some snow on top of the yarn. Maybe we'll do it outside. That'll be great. That'll be fun. And well, it melted. So I stuck the yarn in some water, let it freeze, and then added Kool-Aid powder on top, and this is what we got. We do have a tiny bit of yellow, but otherwise we mostly have sort of the, I think the purple and the red and the orange pretty much dominate this, which is very consistent from what we see with these Kool-Aid packets. No matter what, I had a lot of fun. I really enjoy these sort of spontaneous, off-the-cuff videos, and I think the final yarn is really, really pretty. This yarn is really soft and doesn't feel like freezing and thawing hurt it at all. Phew! I am Rebecca from ChemKnits, and if you enjoyed this video and my approach to dyeing yarn and just going for it, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, turn on notifications, and leave me a comment below. I have an Etsy store where I list yarn that has been featured in past and upcoming videos, and there is some really cool merch that you can get over in my Zazzle shop. You can find links to all of that in the video description. Thank you so much for watching.